What's going on, guys? This is Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today I have a build for Titans that's legit one of the funniest things I've ever played in Destiny. All of the gameplay you're seeing in the background is done on a basic bitch regular Xbox controller, and this will be a series I continue to update with great loadouts throughout the year. We're going to briefly go over today's setup, why it synergizes well, and somewhere along the way I'm going to show you how you can get your melee back in as little as 19 seconds. I'm telling you, dude, I was cracking up using this loadout. It's literally hilarious, and to show you what I mean, we're gonna head over to our handy chart of varying tiers of PvP confidence. These aren't necessarily a measure of skill, but more about how comfortable you are going into the crucible. The setup we're running today is perfect for the PvE is better tier because it focuses mainly on exploiting the strength of abilities. This isn't the sweatiest loadout, but it's plenty competitive. And for my Crayola-eating controller mains, I recommend the Monte Carlo exotic auto rifle, Fellwinter's Lie, a sticky grenade launcher, and the Wormgod's Caress. The Behemoth melee Shiver Strike has a long-range lunge ending in a punch that can send dudes flying across the map. This is one of my favorite abilities in the entire game because not only does it give you an amazing way to turn around, which I found especially helpful on controller, sending someone flying at Mach 3 and watching them splatter into a wall is absolutely hilarious. Watch. For maximum fun, we want to be using this as often as possible, so we're slotting the armor mod Radiant Light and the fragment Whisper of Durance, which combined gives us a baseline 30 additional points in strength. I didn't push to have a lot of strength in my armor stats because I can get my melee back in 19 seconds, which again, I'll show you how to do in just a minute, but at 6 strength, I'm looking at a 51 second melee cooldown, and that's where Monte Carlo comes in. The exotic perk states, dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee with each kill. What this means is if you're lucky enough for this to happen a few times a game, you can Superman punch a hell of a lot of times. I recommend grabbing auto rifle targeting on your helmet and unflinching auto rifle aim in your chest to make sure you're winning duels and charging melees left and right. The more you can get Monty to proc, the more free Shiver Strike kills you're gonna get, which synergizes with the Wormgod's Caress exotic gloves because they buff our melee damage. After you get a melee kill, burning fists will appear on the side of your screen, and for the next 5 seconds, you're nearly one-shotting people with a punch. A single stack takes the melee damage all the way up to 185. If Burning Fists is active and you Shiver Strike an enemy, say goodnight, cause that's an instant delete. Getting Burning Fist ×2 means anyone who comes into your melee range is getting one shot. The timer is short, but if you're quick enough, you can snag many a multi-kill with this exotic on. Who needs guns? When all else fails, you take your thinking cap off and punch them all to death. For your secondary, I recommend using Fellwinter's Lie because it's the best shotgun in the game. At the time of this recording, Season of the Chosen is just a few days away, and that means you're mere weeks from getting one of these bad boys in your hands if you don't already have it. Make sure to put Traction and Shotgun Scavenger in your boots because turning fast is going to keep you alive, and you always want your Fellwinter to be locked and loaded when you need it. For a heavy weapon, my personal favorite choice is a grenade launcher with sticky grenades. I'm sure you've used a grenade launcher before, but if you've never tried one with this perk, well, your time has come. You might be thinking, what kind of fun can you have with sticky grenades? Well, let me ask you this. You ever gave someone a replacement knee? Shoot this on the floor near groups of enemies and then grab yourself a bag of popcorn because they're gonna walk right over it and blow themselves to hell. I literally had to take a break from recording to compose myself because watching these clips just got me again. It's so funny. And because they're really small, a lot of people won't even see them. They're blissfully unaware, running to their next engagement, and then bam, fun's over and they're looking at their ghost. I'll shout this perk out to the day I die. It's so good and so very underappreciated. Give it a shot, man. I promise you, it's very fun. Since this video is all about going full punchy boy, I recommend slotting hands-on in your helmet to give you bonus super energy on a melee kill. Push that intellect stat as high as you can and you're gonna end up getting 3 or 4 supers a game. Behemoth is crazy overpowered right now, so use that to your advantage and ice pound the hell out of the enemy team as often as you can. Next, I'm going to teach you how to get your melee back fast, and the first part of that is double slotting Outreach on our mark because it shaves 14 seconds off the top of our melee cooldown. Like I said earlier, I'm at 60 strength, so the normal 51 seconds is now cut to 37. The aspects Cryoclasm and Tectonic Harvest combined with the Glacier Grenade fill the rest, because throwing the grenade creates stasis crystals. Shattering those with Cryoclasm activates Tectonic Harvest, which leaves behind shards that give large amounts of melee energy back when you walk near them. So to get that lightning fast cooldown, you throw your grenade, slide through it, pop your barricade, and in just a few seconds, that melee is going to be charged and ready to roll. To make this combo better for us and even deadlier for our enemy, I recommend slotting the fragments Whisper of Shards and Whisper of Fissures. Shards gives you a faster grenade regen when shattering a stasis crystal, and Fissures means anyone close to your wall of ice is getting sent to the respawn screen quick, right, and in a hurry. With practice, you'll be able to utilize the offensive utility of the grenade and still use it to farm that melee energy back up. We're running Taking Charge and stacks on stacks so that every time we pick up an orb of power, we're getting 2 stacks of Charged with Light. To spend those charges, we're running the mod Reactive Pulse, which sends an arc shockwave out when enemies surround you. In practice, this doesn't come up that often, but when it does proc, you're getting the Dune Marches effect with lightning chaining all around you. Reactive Pulse hits for half a Guardian's health, so now and then you're gonna get a multi-kill by accident. And who doesn't love multi-kills, right? You need 3 Guardians surrounding you for this to proc. It's pretty situational, but if you don't have anything else to put in, it does synergize well with this build, so give it a try. Something to remember when using this build is that hitting a target with Shiver Strike slows them for 4 seconds because we took the fragment Whisper of Durance. Since a slowed target's accuracy cone is dog shit, they're gonna be nice and easy to clean up with Monte Carlo. If you get slowed by a dusk field, don't forget that popping your barricade will stop the slow effect from ticking to 10. The pellets from Fellwinter fire low when you ADS, so putting the barrel at neck level will make sure your shots hit center mass. Aiming down sights doesn't increase the range of shotguns anymore, so you could realistically hip fire every time with no drawbacks. For this setup, you want to stick to the mid-range for primary gunfights, because this auto rifle has a pretty steep aim assist drop around 35 meters. Anything that far out, and you're going to start to experience not only damage fall off, but occasional ghost bullets, so make sure you're keeping your distance in mind. You don't want to be giving the enemy a hug or anything, because, social distancing, but long sight lines are not the place for you either. Stay in that medium range and do what auto rifles do best: punish nerds for being out of position. Another solid strategy you want to start using is pre-firing as you peek. Hand cannons are dominant in PvP, so as you strafe out of cover, pre-fire your weapon to make sure if anyone's there, they're already getting hit as soon as they come into line of sight. This is going to give you the time to kill advantage that auto rifles desperately need. If an enemy engages you with a high-impact pulse rifle, break line of sight and engage someone else. Most of the time, these players are going to be outside your effective range anyway, but even within your max damage fall-off area, they still outtime to kill you considerably. Pick your battles wisely, and live to punch another day. If you want to see me break the game and all its cooldowns with another Titan build of mine, click the card on the end screen. Thanks for watching. I am Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and I will see you in the next video.